We are good. Yeah, so what's up? I mean, I couldn't really tell, but you should definitely turn off the audio from wherever you're hearing it from. Uh, so it doesn't, like, yeah, the echo of you watching the stream. I just, I meant the, are you watching it on Twitch right now? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That you want to mute. Yeah. That's all good. um, just kind of taking a day at a time. I mean, I have, let's see. Each day is like a day at a time, but let's see. All the things that have been happening are I'm working for a dude who runs an eBay store. That's just like a random contract job. I'm gonna be working with another business to help build their online stuff because they want to have a digital presence, and so I get to do content and stuff. I met with a financial advisor who wanted to see me because they've heard about me, and so we clicked, and she brought me to her workplace, and that was cool. So I'm gonna be doing work with them. I'm gonna have her on the show at some point. Sick, not that bad though. What else? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, on what? Facebook? Oh wait, no, Twitch. I always forgot that. Okay, now she should be able to hear you. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
She'll be able to hear you in like 10 seconds.
Oh, he said you'll be able to hear me in like 10 seconds.
That's good. I always forget that. Cause I
It's
have,
a good thing she said something, huh?
yeah, cause I have a certain setting for when I have people here. I have to switch it off, and then if I'm doing this, I have to switch it back on. So
Oh, okay. There you go. She hears now.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There is, I can say, I mean, I know you don't know all the things with the mic yet, but there is some distortion with your mic. So it just kind of sounds like it's too loud. So it distorts.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what that is. Your mic is better than mine, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to mess with it like crazy. Is that better?
Did you like lower something down?
Yeah, I did.
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess in time you'll probably notice the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Let me like I said, I have this software that I just downloaded, and I'm not even. I have no idea how any of it works. I still have to learn how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, but once I actually learn how to use the software and the interface itself, then I'll start to have some good quality stuff.
Okay.
But for now, I just turned down uh, a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
It's so delayed.
Yeah.
Ah!
It's always delayed.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that. There's like a difference between Facebook and Twitch too.
Yeah, Facebook is more delayed.
Yeah, it is.
But that's the best I can do for Facebook for now.
Yeah. I'm sure, as time goes on, we'll be able to get like better quality with everything.
The important thing is just starting, man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, you definitely learn along the way. Like, even with if you go on Twitch and you see like the borders and all that stuff, I
Yeah.
cleaned that up and I changed up like it says your name and it says like the stuff you sent me like with strengths and stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So
Yeah, it looks
switched
good.
that
It
up.
looks a lot really good.
And I added that bottom row because just off of people asking like, oh, like as soon as they pop in the stream and they have no idea what this is, they're like, so what's this about? So hopefully they could just get some context really quick if they're interested.
Yeah. By the way, if somebody's like asking questions or anything, would I have to go to the actual stream to be able to see it since I'm not with you?
You should be able to see stuff on the Facebook and Twitch the same way I'm doing it. Like I have to watch on Twitch and Facebook as if I was a viewer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I'm just gonna mute it so you don't hear it.
Okay. Dang, where is
Those advertisements, I'm telling
okay.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a.
So anything else new going on with
now
you?
it's muted, dummy.
Huh? What's muted?
You just muted yourself.
No, I muted my phone. The volume on my phone.
It should be fine. Oh,
Yeah,
I've been helping EM the past 2-3 days with I'm basically helping them with branding. So I'm gave them a blueprint and of all the social media stuff. So I'm just going back and forth with Jeff to figure stuff out. I finished a nice chunk of it, and today I was working on Patreon perks and stuff. So now I just have to wait for him to follow up so that we can move on to the next stage. But yeah, I'm really excited for that because I want to see them do really well this season and take advantage of the digital space because they haven't done as much as they could. So I'm excited about that. I want to see them progress, and they're a company that I've always wanted to help.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I spent most of my day doing that, and just chilling a little bit.
Yeah. So as far as I go, yeah, you already have like a pretty good update, but just got the whole system like set up, as you can see with the microphone here. So I got the audio interface is the Focusrite 6i6. I got that. My brother gave me some extra cables and stuff with it. The package that I got for on eBay for this, it was actually like really dope. It's like well worth the price. Because the AT2035 itself, it's like $150 microphone, which you know that. And this one actually came with the shock mount.
Yeah, okay.
So like it comes in the box with the shock mount on it, so I didn't have to buy that separately either. And then Nox gear, pop filter, boom arm, and it has the microphone cable, the XLR cable. Literally, I paid like $220 for everything. It was awesome.
So nice.
Which I'm holding on to that the interface for you. This one is the solo. It's not as updated as this one, but it's still good quality. And it literally like still in the box and everything, so it's like literally brand new. Yes.
Thank you. Are you guys coming down Saturday?
I don't think we'll be able to. I already had plans for my friend from New Hampshire to come visit
Okay.
me. Um, so if he does come over, I won't be able to. But if he backs out for any reason, then I'll probably be there.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, just right now it's just a lot of putting things
Mm-hmm.
together for all of my plans. I'm still, practicing with my dancing, singing, all of that good
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and just kind of creating like a roadmap of how I want to start and where I want to take off
Mm-hmm.
to. So other than that, I'm working doing
Mm-hmm.
tiling, which is it's good and it sucks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's interesting work, it's cool to
Mm-hmm.
learn, but it like destroys my back.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. But hopefully with that I could take that somewhere good because if I learn enough, my goal is to get into a union so I could start making the big
Mm-hmm.
bucks. And that way I don't have to like work 50, 60 hours a week to, make enough money to survive. I could work like my normal 40 and have more time to be able to work on my other things on the
Mm-hmm.
side.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
stoked for you.
Yeah. Don't we'll be keeping in touch a lot because I'm gonna need your help along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely I wanna be able to bring both of us up as much as we can. Help each other out.
Yeah, man. Of course, that's what it's all about.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad to. I don't know. It's just nice to see and feel the energy coming, from you and Sarah.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. And it's just fun to like. There are certain people that just I feel like I'm kind of constantly updated with, so it's nice to just see it. Um, don't ever think
Yeah.
that that's gonna like change in terms of. I always like to try and reassure people that like even if I don't answer something, whether it's because I don't see it or I forget or I know I'm gonna get to it when I can and be in a good mindset to do so. Um, I'm always cool
Yeah.
with like updates and stuff because it's just nice, and then I like to share people's successes and struggles. So
Yeah. The struggle has been real. Let me tell
mm-hmm.
you, it's like a constant battle of where I need to put my
Mm-hmm.
time, effort, and energy. Like some weeks I have to put more into work because we need the extra money. We need to like pay bills and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Other weeks I'm like really motivated, so I put as much time as I can into like building my future
Mm-hmm.
career. And then other weeks it's just like I need a break.
Mm-hmm. I feel you,
But
man. That's good though.
yeah, just trying to balance everything, and then with the kids. But I'll tell you, like trying to build a career with kids is it's like a great challenge because it teaches you how to be very flexible in the way you think about how to build your
Mm-hmm.
career. But it sucks because there are some limitations as
Mm-hmm.
well, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So it's been very interesting to try and figure that out, which is why I have the home studio set
Mm-hmm.
up. Being able to like kind of work from home a little more versus having to go out to all these places and try and find shit out there.
Well, one thing that kind of just entered my brain was I think we can either talk about this brain blast here on the stream or just like you think about it on your own time and then shoot shits here and there. But what you could do to
Watch your mouth.
let's talk to me.
No, she was talking to me.
It's delayed over here.
To free up time, in some way, somehow. So it's just taking advantage. Learn how to, um, like the importance of leverage and exchange is important. Okay, so like you have a home. You guys have particular skills. You guys are likable people. You now have and you guys have gear now, like gear that you're using right now. So just think of
Yep.
all the assets you have, because that's important, and knowing how to maximize it especially when you need it. This is the part where it's like you can get innovative, right? So right now it's like, okay, I have to work, and when I have time, I put time into my craft. Like say I'm gonna make this up. Someone wants to learn how to record music, or wants to work with you in some way. It's leveraging you and your stuff in exchange, right? So like, oh, like, I have a home studio now, and you find some person who wants to start recording. They kind of become that person that can, is at the house every so and so whenever it makes sense for you guys, and in exchange, maybe they can help watch the kids. So like, there's no money on the table, but it's like they also want to be a musician, or like now it's like, look, I can give you a space where you can, learn the stuff. You can teach me too, so that we can grow faster, and then we can start making music in some way together, something like that, right? And then you can produce tracks straight from my house. All I ask is that you help watch the kids, or if you trust them, it's like, can you watch the kids on Saturdays in exchange for studio time, or something like that. But if you can get in that mindset of exchange, so like for myself, how I've leveraged stuff is because of the way that I've done things. So I don't make a lot of money. So that's the thing, right? So, but what I've been able to gain, I traded a lot of my time for knowledge, skill, experience, and to build a community. So we had to think about where our times went. So like, you had a family, work, and like all these different things, and it's like, I didn't have a family, but now it's like building all these relationships and all these connections, that if I'm like, hey Kevin, I'm not feeling well, can you pick me up some food? That's because he did it today, and I was grateful for that. It's like, that's leveraging because of the time that I've invested into him as a person, and the things that I've done. Like, he's like, like, I watch your stories, or like I listen to that, and it's like, it's motivating and it keeps me going, that kind of stuff, right? So if you don't feel like you're that person now, it's just knowing what your leverage points are, and figuring out how you can gain more time somehow, like speed. If you could have someone come teach you even faster than you trying to learn by yourself, even that's great. You know what I mean? And it's just leveraging like like, I know, like Santi, I don't know if you're friends with Santi like that. If you ever could take the time to learn from someone like him, who spent hours on end to try and figure out all this stuff, it's like, take advantage of people who already know things, and if someone loves kids, or someone that you trust, or some sort of exchange that you can offer, that would just speed things up.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I'm trying to do that now. I have a couple of people who I've been talking to. One guy from church who's helping me with the drums, and Sarah's trying to convince her mom to give us her electric drum set that she has at her house, because they never use it. And it's funny because her mom wants to sell it to us, which I don't mind buying it if we have to. But Sarah's trying to convince her mom to give it to us for free. And I told her, I'm like, just tell her she still owes me a Father's Day gift, a birthday present, a Christmas present. So just put that for off.
Yeah.
But then I have another friend from church who knows how to play keyboard, and he told me he would help me and he would teach me some things. So I need to connect with him. On the other side, as far as like dancing, I actually have Zunga, the guy who makes the beads and stuff. I don't know if you know. You don't know. Rip Fam, right? Okay, so He's like one of the crumpers that he does a lot of sessions with like Rip Fam and stuff. He makes like the bead necklaces that they all wear.
Okay.
So I actually have him teaching me and Sarah how to
Oh.
crump, and we've been training with him. And that one's easy because I have Sarah to help me with
Oh.
that. So
Okay.
yeah. Other than that, it's like anything else. I just teach myself. Like when I was working for the appliance company, I literally I spent more time driving than I spent actually fixing appliances. So I took advantage of that. While I'm driving,
Wait, you have me help you with what?
singing.
Ah,
She's like so behind. um so yeah, so I took advantage of that. I'm like, okay, I have headphones I can use. I put my headphones in while I'm driving, or at least one, because I'm driving, I need to hear. And I'll just put like there's this guy who I listen to, and he has great videos. Eric Arsenault.
Never heard of him.
He's a professional. He's a professional vocal coach.
Oh.
Like he's trained professional singers who've gone on The Voice and everything. Like really, really good. And he has tons of like videos on vocal warm ups and workouts and stuff, and how to better your voice. So while I'm driving, like I got an hour and a half drive to get back home. Okay, I'll start practicing doing warm ups and stuff while I'm in the car. I look stupid, but I got a pretty insane voice
Mm.
now. So things like that, like I'm home, Sarah's doing her homework, I got nothing to do. So I'll go on the keyboard and I'll start practicing some
Mhm.
stuff if she lets me.
Mm.
But just I'm telling you, you'll be surprised how much you can learn on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, I know. Most things I've learned on YouTube. Most
Yeah,
of what
for
I
real.
know.
YouTube,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you happen?
Like
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you first met me, everything I knew about dancing at that point was all from learning on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I think at that I started training with EM. Everything else was like literally self-taught. I've never watched a dance tutorial in my life. I've more so
Mm,
understood style, and I was just like, and
yeah.
I would kind of just absorb the style, and then or the style slash like textures and stuff, and then I would just kind of figure out my own thing.
Yeah.
Um,
See, for me, it was more like I understood
okay.
rhythm and I had rhythm, but I didn't understand style so much or like technique. So I had to like learn
Mm,
that so that I can just add the rhythm to it and be a
mm.
beast.
I was gonna say, do you have like a light, like a flashlight or a light bulb or something? Because what you want to do is,
Uh,
especially if you're gonna have this setup,
yeah.
just as someone who sits in front of the computer, you want to have your light hitting your face. So I have a bright ass light that's actually pointing that way. So not at my face. So that's why you can
Okay.
see that. But if I, that's pitch black. But yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you want something. I think they call it a key light, so it lights up your face.
All right. Give me a second. I'll see if we have something.
my
Can you get it for me, please?
So my.
why should I open my mouth?
Sarah's gonna go grab it for me. She has something we can use.
Where does it have to look? Where does it have to face?
Face this way,
Yeah,
toward
as
the
long
wall.
as the
Face
light
the wall.
bounces off and can hit your face.
Yeah, she has something we can use. Just give me a moment. I didn't really think about it. I mean, I see myself here, and I could see my face at least a little bit, so I figured that was good enough for now.
People want to see your pretty face. People
I
gotta know.
mean, you know.
Um, what were we just talking about? Oh, just YouTube and learning stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube and many things. It's funny, like
Quick question. Unless you have a thought, or you looking for a thought.
My
I like it was like a half thought that I was trying to form into a full one. So if you got a question,
Do
go
you
ahead.
think you're in a position to mentor someone in any way, or provide opportunities to? I ask because I've been able to leverage because of that. So like Justin is literally the
I
product of my mentorship as a person. And in exchange, I didn't take advantage of him though. So that's the thing. I'm so like not about really taking advantage of someone who's an apprentice. But like if I was like, oh, can you take care of this for me every week or something? It was more so I wanted to teach him. But again, that's just
yeah.
leveraging an exchange so that you guys can help each other grow and you can free up more time.
Okay. Is the lighting better now?
It's better, but not by much.
Can you bring it a little
Because
closer?
you don't want to like have it on your
Oh,
back.
right
You want
here.
to have it lighted.
I think you're in front of the light though, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, you want the light. Plug it in over here. As far as the answer to your question, I feel like I am in a position that I can mentor somebody to a certain extent, I
Okay,
guess.
because I wasn't sure like in
Uh,
what, like whether it would be like fighting
so
or
uh,
in dance.
fighting, fighting and dancing are two of
Okay.
them. Singing, I would probably put that more on Sarah because she knows better than
Mm-hmm.
I. But as far as I'm kind of mentoring my cousin a little bit in being like a better person. My brother too, like how to make better decisions for yourself, how to be a better person, and how to take better care of yourself, how to eat healthy, and like the whole holistic approach and things like that. So I'm like kind of getting them into it. My cousin wants to go grocery shopping with
Mm.
me so he can learn what are the good type, like what to get and how to take healthy eating and make it enjoyable by still being able to eat good
Yeah.
things.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
you know so things like that. So as far as things like that, dancing, fighting, I definitely could mentor somebody on those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Okay. I would just keep that in the back of your mind, uh, and just you know, if you could deploy that, and if you feel like that's something that could work, then that'd be great. Mentoring. I mean, I don't consider myself mentoring Justin anymore. I kind of talked about that. More so mentoring like Kevin and my cousin Andre and this little Havan. You may or may not have met him already. He's like 12. Um,
I think I might have, yes.
yeah, I think you have. So the
I think he was the kid that we picked up for like a workshop like way back
yeah.
when.
So those three,
Yeah, I
just
remember that.
in different ways, uh, just giving them
Yeah.
opportunities to thrive. I don't ask them for anything, but if I need it, I ask.
hmm Yeah, like my brother, he's a little more experienced with like the audio interface and like the whole setup and everything. So like I'm trying to have him teach me more about this stuff and show me like where to go to find more information.
Mm-hmm.
In exchange, like I'm helping him get his driver's license. Actually, that's the reason I got this audio interface for so cheap and everything. I sent you the video because he was gonna give it to me for 80. No, he was gonna give it to me for
Mm-hmm.
100. And then when I told him about it, because my friend has the same one, and I was like, oh, would you be able to give me to that for 80? Because he was gonna give it to me for 80, and he's like, oh, if you got $40, I'll give it to you now because you've been helping me with getting my license and taking me out driving and stuff. So, kind of like to show you my appreciation. I was like, yes. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
there.
that's what's up.
Yeah, that's like a $220 audio interface right there,
It's
and I spent $40
crazy,
on
dude.
it. Crazy, right? And he gave me that. He gave me some extra cords and stuff. He gave me this camera. Oh, you can't see the
Mm-hmm.
camera because I'm using it. But he gave me the camera. He gave me the foam like this foam for the
Mm-hmm.
microphone to prevent like the bouncing of the sounds
Yeah.
and stuff, sound waves. Um, Other than that, I just right now I'm just kind of working on my craft to get myself to a level where others can see me and they kind of seek me out
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
mentor them. So, I I don't want to have to go looking for people to mentor. I want people to be able to come to me because that's when I feel like I can be at that level where I know I can be a mentor to them. But I feel like if I have to go searching for it, I'm probably not at that level just yet. You know, so it's right now. That's really like over the next. I want to say over the next year, it's just going to be like really getting on my grind, really focusing on what I want to learn. So I have a lot of things I'm trying to learn here, and a, the reason why I'm doing it is for like my future goals and ambitions. A lot of people will probably be like, "Oh, you're trying to do too much at one time," but the way I see it, like, so remember back when you had the live stream with Brendan and you were talking about talent and that whole talent conversation going on. So here's one reason why I struggle with the belief in talent, right? So I don't consider myself talented. Others might be like, "Oh, you're a talented dancer, you're a talented singer, you know, you have like knowledge on this and that," but I don't consider myself talented because I was never born with the skills to be able to perform at a high level where someone would consider you talented without putting in the work. But I do consider myself a genius at like learning things. So instead of focusing on trying to be talented at something, my focus has been more on being able to learn things at such an adept speed that people would consider that being talented. So anything that I learn nowadays, it's like I can pick things up very quickly. So that song that I sent you that I'm learning on keyboard, I taught myself how to play that in literally like 2 hours.
Pretty good.
And then I've been practicing it over like the past week.
Okay.
You know, so learning how to do the keyboard. I want to learn how to play the drums. I want to learn how to make beats. I want to continue on my boxing training, continue my dancing training, continue my singing training, and eventually all of this is going to combine into one just like insane arts combination of shit.
Yeah. No, I with
Yeah.
that.
And to those people who probably thinking like that's too much to be learning at once, in reality, it's not, because your brain's capacity to learn things is so much higher than people like give themselves, they realize or they give themselves credit for. Like I could literally 2-3 days out of the week practice dancing, singing at least an hour. Another 2-3 days out of the week I'm practicing, learning instruments and making beats. And it just kind of, certain things will help to learn faster with the others. Like dancing helps me with martial arts as far as learning how to read people's movements, as far as my footwork, as far as having proper form and things like that, right? Learning how to play keyboard and learning how to play drums will help as far as learning how to keep tempo, learning how to be on beat, and that also helps me with learning how to make beats for music, because obviously the musicality, the creativity and all that.
Someone commented on Twitch. That's not Sarah, is it?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I think talent is anything, I don't think I am artistically talented. I think I'm creative, and I create for the people.
Yeah, that's me.
But okay, I won't forget next time. Singer Doria. Okay. Well, I will definitely say that this is from experience, and then also from watching others who are successful, who do it full time, right? So from experience, you can definitely juggle stuff, and depending on what your plans are, uh, and if you're patient, or like if you want certain skill sets to break through to the public first. So an example is very simple. So there was a time when I put a lot of time into dancing and choreography, which was around the time that you were around.
Yeah.
But I wasn't putting as much time into the things that I know today that I could have known many years ago, which are the branding and the marketing. Like, this information is not new. I am just only starting to learn it now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. Like, and that's the other thing too, is I'm kind of shifting a lot of what I'm trying to learn, like what I'm learning to more of that whole marketing, branding yourself, and putting everything together versus like learning new styles of dance, learning this and that. Like as far as dancing and singing goes, it's more like training and
Yeah.
practice. And then as far as learning, it's like learning what I need to put that into a career and a business aspect.
Yeah, so I would be thoughtful, cause if I kept going with dance and stuff, like I could easily be doing it like full time, for sure, and make great money, like not good money, like pretty great for, like I want to say, like my starting rate was 25 per hour, and that was my starting rate. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And like, granted, you have to come up with class plans and stuff. So then it kind of boils down to, okay, then you kind of get paid like everyone else. But when you can figure out a system, which over time I have, and I'm like, now I don't spend as much time on creating stuff for classes. Um,
Yeah.
and if I wanted to keep going because I put more time into it, then I could have easily like double, triple in no time. But that's not what I wanted. But I'm grateful because it's still an option. The same way that it's like, oh, I got a degree and now I can fall back on these jobs. Some people think they could just fall back on a job for sure, but I'm like, I know I can fall back on like teaching for sure, because of the connections
Yeah.
that are established and stuff like that, and with some planning.
Yeah.
So I would just say that I don't know if you're trying to, like, it's good to want to do all those things, and I feel you for sure. Um, but I think definitely think about if it's worth really devoting yourself to one craft, because of, you could find financial opportunities sooner.
Well,
If
I'm not I'm not too worried about the financial
Mhm.
opportunities for the plain and simple fact that that's the reason I'm doing this tiling
Yeah.
business. So obviously I have to work because I have to provide for my family. This right now is like building a future career that I can see for myself that I know is going to take
Yeah.
time and it's going to take dedication. So I'm I'm trying to build my experience in tiling so that I can have enough experience to get into a union because tilers through unions make like $40 to $50
Mm-hmm.
an hour. So if I can get through a union, work like I don't know 7 to 3, 8 to 4, and then do like 40 hours a week, that's my money to take care of my family and
Mm-hmm.
plus. Now I have all this extra time that I can devote to building this career in the right ways. And then once this blows up, then I have nothing to worry about anymore. So it's like I have a a more guaranteed source of
Mm-hmm.
income for the moment to give myself the time to learn everything that I want
Mm-hmm.
to learn and then put everything together.
So that I understand, and so my my concern, I guess, or my thought is that, um, so say I was you, and but the only difference is we trade, uh, or we add my experience with dance and teaching and my connections, right, all into your life. And so now you're in a position where it's like, well, I can also make $40 an hour teaching. that's a real thing, right? So it's not necessarily like, so when I say like you can find financial opportunities sooner, it's like I can work 40 hours and make X amount. But now I'm in a position where, classes are starting to pick up a little bit, and now I could teach more. Do I want to take 10 hours away from this job so that I could put 10 hours over here to make the same or similar amount? The difference is that now you get to spend more time in the craft. So versus
Definitely.
if you're still training and balancing out certain things, like you're doing it equally in some way, right? Whereas if
Yeah.
you're putting like all the spare time into one craft because you're trying to push for it to be financial so that it could start, you have more, obviously more than one stream of income, but then at some point it's like, oh look, like this dance thing is now able to either pay me so now I just make extra money because you're like, I'm still gonna work this many hours, or it's a shift so that you could focus even more on the craft because you start to see that now's the time. Because that happens for a lot of people where it's like I'm working this job and my career thing is like it's working out, and at some point it's like now I'm doing this part time and I'm doing this part time, and now it's like I'm gonna just drop this because I can and I'm doing this full time. So in my from a place of experience and wisdom just from other people and stuff, it's just deciding, because there's nothing wrong with the way that you're thinking, because I think I love the patience, that's fucking dope, and the money and all that stuff, so that's great. It's just the reality of like choosing to focus hardcore on one craft versus the other because of the speed, so you could see financial return quicker. Whereas like, so I'll give you an example. Realistically, or more, I will say not realistically, being practical, you could find opportunities in dance and teaching that will pay good faster than singing. Now, if you make one banger, you can have a whole year's salary with one song. Okay. Now, so
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, I
saying is
know.
like it's the splitting between different things, and this is again from personal experience. Where if I had concentrated more on what I'm doing now, I would have already built another financial pathway that could have been greater or equal to it. Because what I'm doing now, it's like I'm finally, but I regret nothing. But I'm saying that I'm in a position where it's like my skill with branding and stuff counts where I can get paid for it now. But if I started a long time ago, I would have been the whole digital nomad sooner, but I would have had to trade the dance time, or maybe
Yeah.
try to balance both, which I was trying to do, and I was sucking ass at it. So that's like a me thing, but that's just like advice, because you could, it's a real thing. Because and
Yeah.
then sorry, so like I'll give you another example. Justin, right? So he's a good example. He concentrated on dance 24/7 all the time, just dance, and working out here and there, trying to make himself better, eating whatever. And so, dance is a financial pathway for him that he can is lucrative in. And if he wants to, go way more and get more opportunities and stuff, he can do it. And that's kind of what he's mainly branded in. Now he is practicing singing and rapping, which will take time, right? But what he did was create a financial pathway first. I'm not saying that was his plan, but I'm saying that, well, now I can afford to practice singing and dancing, or singing and rapping, because my dance is supporting me and I still love it. And I can keep thriving in
Mm.
that area. And one day, when I release a song, I'll be able to carry the dance momentum over to the singing momentum, to the audience and fan base, whatever. But it's basically when your art form can bring in some income, whichever one that ends up being first. And then same with Jeff.
Yeah.
He decided to put all his eggs in
Now,
dance, even though he's multi-talented.
now, if I was still living over there, where I still had those connections and things to help me make the dance become a financial
Mm-hmm.
pathway, I would have done that a long time
Mm-hmm.
ago. Trust and
Mm-hmm.
believe. But I'm still trying to find some connections over here. I don't have the connections that I had when I was over
Mm-hmm.
there. So right now, it's more of making my own pathway, like building my own. It's like almost kind of like building my own
Of
business,
course.
right? but I'm doing right now. It's just like I'm trying to piece together every part right now while I don't have the connections, and then when I get those certain connections, I'm gonna attack it. Right. So when I find a way that I can make the dance be a financial pathway, I will definitely get on that. I will definitely be like that's what I'm trying to do with my boxing instructor in her gym. I'm trying to teach dance classes over there. You know, I had a couple of guys who were interested, and then I was gonna get ready to teach them, and then they weren't really showing up. So like, I don't really have way to get in contact with
Mm-hmm.
them. So I'm trying to build that first, and in the meantime, I'm building all the skills that I want for my future ambitions and
Mm-hmm.
goals. But until then, I might as well just continue doing what I'm doing. That way, I'm not falling behind on
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Which I
So
totally understand. And the last example is gonna be the first person I think of is Donald Glover, but just kind of like when someone breaks into one industry first, like say Jaden start with movies, and I mean obviously as parents whatever, or like Will Smith starts with. Did he start with music first or The Fresh Prince? Because I actually don't know.
I think he started with Fresh Prince first. You can even use Chris Brown as an example. Like I understand exactly where you're
Yeah,
coming from. Like Chris Brown, he started with
yeah,
singing, and then he brought dancing into the mix when he started making music videos. Like when Look at Me Now came out, he started getting into
mm-hmm.
rapping, and he started bringing that into
Mm-hmm.
the mix too. And now everything's all combined into
Yeah.
one.
So that's just that, which I know again, developing all the skills for sure. It's just thinking of, and I think Donald Glover might have done. He either did acting first or stand up. I forget, but I just know that rapping came later. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna break into one industry and do this while developing the other, crafts, and then break into another industry and then break into another industry. So I just yeah, just having that as like a thought. Um, do you, if you could pick, or if you could, and if you were forced to pick for one of your genuine interests to blow up first, and imagine it does, one takes the leap over the other, right? Like let's just say that where it's like you're starting to get deals or performances, you're being requested more as this, and you're like, oh, okay, well that means now I have to put more time into this craft, and I can't. I'm still putting time into this, but I'm not able to put in as much. What do you think that would go first?
It would have to be
Okay.
dancing because dancing is the one craft that I've put the most time and effort
Mm-hmm.
into, the one I've built on the most, the one I've been able to take to like so many different levels more than any
Mm-hmm.
other. And then after that, it would be martial arts.
Okay. Good to
Yeah,
know.
because that one came second.
Okay.
I mean, I've thought about becoming a professional
Mm.
boxer as well because if I were to
The lag. The lag. Why? Oh no. It's not me. Did his laptop die? That would suck ass if it did. Guys. No. 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 Why is this happening? Why am I sick? You're back.
hello,
Hi.
motherfucker.
What happened?
Yeah, what was that? I can't hear shit, bro. Technical difficulties. Well, I guess streaming on a Monday is a bad idea. Last time I streamed on a Monday was a holiday, and it. Mm, yeah, I don't hear you.
Can you hear me? There you go. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened. The freaking camera just stopped working on me out of nowhere, so I just switched to my laptop camera.
Oh, what the fuck?
And it could have been because my laptop almost died on me, so good thing I plugged it in.
Okay. The laptop camera is fine, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's not that different from the other one.
Alright.
Sarah's over there dying, laughing at us.
Yeah, I don't know if you were in the middle of saying something. I think you were.
I think I was, but I lost like my train of thought because of what happened. Oh yeah, I was saying like I was thinking about becoming a professional boxer, going pro, because my boxing instructor, she's actually created pro boxers, and she was telling me that she thinks I could go all the way if I took it seriously. But the only reason I haven't gone full force with that yet is because in order for me to become a pro boxer, I would have to kind of put the dancing on the side for a bit and really focus on the boxing.
So you have your natural answers. So you know the order in which you potentially want to blow up.
Yeah, pretty much. Because if that was the case, yeah, I definitely would have like already tried to become a boxer.
Yeah, okay.
But
I see.
which, I wouldn't mind doing that either, but I don't know, I feel like dance has just become too much a part of my like heart and soul to just like toss it to the side. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So what would you say?
He does the questions.
No, I could do questions too.
No, he does the questions.
What would you say for like somebody who's really trying to figure out what they want to do with their life and what direction they want to take? What would you say would be like the best advice for them to figure that out? I know that's a really tough question to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a default answer. Doesn't come as quick, but I would say my favorite thing is to turn to the four elements. Or is it 5? 4. Food, sleep. It doesn't make sense yet. Food, sleep, movement, kitty, and
Kitty.
mindset. I'm gonna start saying 5. Mindset and then environment. So first, I would look at those 5 things before even trying to figure out who the hell you are, because we want to examine what the person's situation is first. So as getting into as much detail as possible about like, okay, like what do you do day to day?
Oh, that kitty.
So when it comes to food, it's like, what do you typically eat, whatever, and it's like, okay, if you want more clarity, you could say part of the confusion is because the diet messes with your hormones and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's why you're confused. So I would try cleaning up the diet. It's a quick education there. I was like, how's your sleep? You sleep good? And then you give basic tips on like, this is how you can improve your sleep. When you're not tired, you can think better and you feel better. Do you exercise at all? No? Okay, start moving, because that's important for nutrients to flow through your body. 4th is like, what do you think about on the daily? Probably like nothing. No, it's like, no, like I'm saying, like, do you think about like, you hesitate doing certain things, you think too much, you are afraid to take certain risks, you're afraid to open your mouth, like, are you holding things in, or maybe all you do is you're expressing way too much and you don't know how to internalize. So like so that's mindset. And then 5th is like, all right, environment, right? It's like, where are you at? Like, what type of people you're around? What do they make you feel? And then the other one, which is big, is what about your phone? How often are you on your phone? And what kind of stuff are you looking at, and like, who do you follow? So that's what I would go to, those places before I answer that question. But usually before that, I'm like, what do what do you think you want? Like, what if you could do anything? I'll say like, if you didn't have obligations to anything, um, you don't have to make money or whatever. Like, what do you think you would do? That's usually my first question, and then I'm like, okay, now let's look at your environment and all that stuff I just said, and then, um, I would highly encourage learning how to let go of everyone else's whatever anyone else thinks you should do, and you don't feel like you want to do it. Start there. That's a great place to start. Uh,
Yeah, that is like the first place to
because then you can
start
start
for real.
figuring out where you're at. Another great thing to do is like, literally, like, go out into nature, be near some water or some trees or something, and just sit there and let all those thoughts come through, and let them do what they do, and just
Mhm.
deal with them. So those are like two of my favorite things to do, in combination with all the other things I said. So that's really how a lot. It's like providing someone the tools of, like, if you do these things, the answer will come to you, because I can't really tell you. um, I can only assume. So yeah.
Yeah. So I loved everything you said, but there's one question that if somebody came to me for that type of advice that I would ask that you didn't ask. So everything you said, that's definitely somewhere that I would like to start with, like, the five elements that you mentioned. But all in all, there's one thing that I've always asked people who came to me with that type of question. What do you like to do that brings you peace? Like peace of mind, peace at heart,
Mm-hmm.
peace in your soul. For me, that was always dancing. That's why I wanted dancing to be like a big
Mm-hmm.
career thing for me. Because whenever I'm dancing, I feel at peace. I feel calm. I feel connected to the world spiritually. So it's like, what brings you peace? For Sarah, it was helping people. That's why she's going into social work. That brings her peace. That brings her peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. So it's like things like that. So, and that, I feel like that's a very good question for people to
Mm-hmm.
ask themselves to help them really figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives.
That's pretty good. I also, I don't know if I haven't asked that question yet, just because I've been, like, now starting to push inner peace for myself, because I'm like, oh, I guess that's a real thing, so I'm gonna start pushing inner peace, because I was always about, like, what makes you happy and what kind of sets your soul on fire. I used to always ask that. Um,
That kind of ties into the same thing though. Like what sets you on fire, like what brings you inner peace, like the things you do on a daily basis will help to bring that inner peace. So it's if taking pictures brings you inner peace, then there you go, photographer, professional photographer. That's an industry that anybody can get into. Things like that.
yeah, sometimes people are like, Netflix or getting high, like this, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And so and I do get answers like that sometimes, like simple things, which is why I have to dig into the other things, like the questions, and
Hmm. Yeah.
because they don't know. Some people think that the ultimate luxury and the best life is like doing nothing, just chilling, eating, and watching something. Like, that's literally like, but I feel like that's not true. I think I think we're wired, and I've heard this more than once. I think we're all wired to give and, like, for service, just because it's like we can't the same way. I mean, besides trying to survive for ourselves, like, we're not that we're not naturally that selfish, um, unless we're chemically imbalanced. But for the most part, we all want to serve people in some way. In some way, we want to feel like what we're doing counts. So I don't think you can just chill and watch because you're gonna be like, no, I feel like something's missing, and
Yeah.
it's like it's the service. You know, you want to serve people. You just don't know it.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Your children were sleeping on the floor.
Oh, were they? My children were sleeping on the floor, apparently. They each have their own bed and they still fall asleep on the floor.
Honestly, falling asleep on the floor is not the worst thing. It's actually better for our bodies.
No,
If you want to be positive.
yeah. In all honesty, I've considered sleeping on the floor
Yeah.
too, just to help my back because I feel like sleeping on the floor would help my back pain, but I don't do that because Sarah would hate me. She'd wake me up, she'd probably throw some water on my face and be like,
Well,
"Get on the
I
bed."
mean, if she does her own research, maybe she'll change her mind.
Well,
Yeah,
she can always
that's what
sleep
I
on the
was
floor with
thinking. You
me,
know,
but
like if she doesn't have a reason and she thinks that's wild, but like if she came to the same health conclusions, or like, babe, let's experiment 2 weeks
yeah.
on the floor. But so like I read an article right a long time ago. It stuck with me. This guy, he wanted to. So he went from mattress to mattress like crazy, trying to figure out his problem with his back and stuff. And then he traveled, to different countries to see how other people sleep, literally, mixed with other things. And he's like, these
Yeah, yeah.
people in like Southeast Asia and stuff, they sleep on the floor, they wake up in the morning and they're ready to go. And I'm like that must be it, right? So then he goes and he does that there while he's there, does the same thing at home, but he says that 5 days a week he sleeps on the floor. The other 2 days he'll sleep on either a bed or like a futon or something. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, and I might end up doing it because back pain is like ridiculous sometimes,
yeah,
especially doing tiling. Like, because I'm like on my hands and knees all the time, and I have a little bit of a gut still, so it weighs down on my lower back, and I get home from work like with a really like insane sore back,
yeah.
so
I was
I
gonna
need to
say
do something.
for everything that we do, like you always have to balance it out. Anything and everything. If you're gonna dance for 10 hours, you better make sure you're doing everything else to make sure you're recovering. Like you're going for 10 hours properly, and then recover properly. The same thing with the gym. Or if you're gonna do a job that does that to you, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
does that mean I'm gonna do an ice bath? Does that mean I have to change up certain things in my routine to make up for the fact that I'm putting so much strain on my back?
Yeah, I'm trying to like stretch more often, stretch my back.
Was that look for the whole back
I
suggestion
didn't
thing,
realize my
or
face
sleeping
was
on the
right
floor
there.
suggestion?
What was that? What was that look for?
What look?
That you just gave him? Was that because
It was the light was right on my face.
because the light? I don't even know if she got to the sleeping on the
I think
floor
she did.
part
It's
yet.
not that delayed. It should only be like 7 to 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
But yeah. So like, I'm trying to stretch more often. When my on the days when my back's really hurting, I try to do things that I'm not exerting too much physical energy. Oh yeah, man. She's talking mad shit on the comments on Twitch. But yeah, like the days when my back's really hurting, I try not to do as much physical things at home. So I'll do more like practice on the piano or like research and things like that. But by the way, this is like really random thought, but
Yeah,
that cryotherapy, we should like do that
I
this
was gonna
Thursday
say
because I
that. I'm
feel like
fucked
that would
up, so
help a
like,
lot.
I'm waiting on Thursday. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Are you trying to go there? Because I'm kind of trying to go. But when are you
So
trying to go? Because
it's
I
only
I
the
work
$25 deal is between 4 and 7. 4 and 7.
between when?
Can you make that?
4 and 7.
What
If
time do
I
you
go
go?
straight from work, I probably could.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere between 4 and 5. But this week I'm working in Milton, so
Okay.
it shouldn't be too far. But I gotta see with Sarah because she gets out of work at like 4:30 and she's here in Taunton, so I might just have to go without her. She'll hate me, but I need to do something to help my back, so she's gonna have to deal. She just said, "What about me?"
Yeah, that's
Uh,
dope. I think Tony and Jamie went for the first time when I went with them again, and the pains that they were feeling, or I think it was Jamie, one of his legs or something was like, or his heel was busted, but then he felt
yeah,
the pain went away, like literally, and I was like, yeah.
yeah. Justin was telling me about it too. He was like telling me how sore he was from because he was doing the 100 push-up a day challenge and how sore his muscles were from it, and then he did that and came out like
Uh,
no soreness at all.
You see how he is? He forgets about me. He doesn't care about me. Leaves me home. Bring me for therapies and stuff. You see how it is?
And you're gonna need to try and get out of work early enough because I want to go this Thursday, whether
it's
Batana
twenty
goes or
five bucks.
not.
That's why it's cheaper.
I'm sorry, I have responsibilities.
Yeah, I would go on like the weekend, but it's 20. It's only $25 on Thursdays. It's like mad cheap.
Let's go on Thanksgiving.
She said, "Let's go on Thanksgiving."
Oh
If
yeah.
they're even open.
I don't think they would be, and everyone needs. Go
Speaking,
ahead.
sorry to interrupt. Speaking of Thanksgiving, you're still helping me
Yeah.
on Cyber
So,
Monday, right?
what do we need to do? Um,
Okay.
first,
I'll literally like I'll try and get the day off of work just to
okay,
go over
because
there
I'm
and we can
gonna
do all
I'm gonna
that.
be doing the same thing with my brother. So, I would bring
Mhm.
your laptop for sure. What I want to say is figure out
Yeah.
your low and high budget, as in like, this is the most I'll spend, but I would also, if I could spend this much, that would be dope. So I mean, because if you get the deals, it's either, oh, okay, since we're gonna get these deals, I'm gonna get better parts for what I would have paid, or like, oh, the parts I was gonna snag anyways, I'm gonna just get it cheaper. So deciding on that.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I'll definitely figure that out. So, what would you say is like an average, like range of amount spent on the setup? Let's just say without the Cyber Monday deals. Do, do,
So you
do, do,
definitely have to get
do, do,
16 gigs
do.
of RAM, because 8, your computer will crash the same way mine does when it only had 8. Which 16 is expensive for sure. It's like almost 200 bucks, I think, for 16 gigs. That's one part. Uh, and then a processor can be maybe
Yeah.
100 bucks or 150,
I
200.
change. I'm sorry.
Um, I think, let's say, you said you have your own monitor and keyboard and stuff?
Yeah, we have a monitor, we have a keyboard.
Let's say, I think CPU, RAM, graphics card. Da, da. I want to say 700 is what we might have normally spent. Cause CPU, I think you can get a
Okay.
CPU for like 100. But I think what I might have been looking at was like 200 or something like that. So like, but you can probably even get it less depending on what you're trying to do. And so I was like, oh, you get at least 4 cores. But if you can get 8 cores, you'll be set for certain things. Except I don't think you need 8 cores. I'm running a 4 core, so and I'm fine. So maybe like a
I guess
yeah.
we're just gonna have to shop around, huh? I definitely
Right.
couldn't do
So what do you
700.
think?
That's for sure. Um,
I mean, the idea is to snag whatever parts you could. I'd say is the main thing because of the deals. So
yeah,
if we're just trying to lowball, we could do that too. Just like
yeah.
go for the cheapest but like most cost efficient stuff.
For for the time being, that's probably what it's gonna have to be
Yeah.
because I haven't had enough time to save up for this thing. You know, because this is like something I thought about recently
Okay.
when we mentioned like Cyber Monday thing. When you mentioned last time that you were doing that for your
Mm-hmm.
brother, and I was like, ooh, I should probably take advantage of that. But yeah, I would say honestly like
Mm-hmm.
300 at most if I can do that. We can try and lowball it as much as possible, but we'll figure it out. What?
You guys can see me from here. You didn't even say anything.
I want your beautiful face to be on the screen. I can't talk today. But yeah, we'll figure something out. I can try and get the day off of work. I don't think it'll be a big issue. I'll just tell my
Okay.
boss I have to go see family for the holidays.
Um. Hmm.
But no, I don't think it'll be an issue either way.
Right. Um. Okay. Just a little bit.
You're
But
thinking
like,
hard, huh?
cause if my so when my brother upgrades his computer, obviously, then we're gonna get rid of the old one. So, I think I don't know if we're gonna get all completely new parts or we're gonna take some stuff from the old one or if we're just gonna sell off the PC. So it's the
Well,
same exact one I'm using
how
right
good
now.
is the PC he has now?
Yeah. So we've had them both for
So pretty
years.
good.
It does have its like kinks every once in a while, but it's good. Like you're not gonna lose anything. So that's what I was thinking of too. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that could be a pretty legitimate uh, offer. We could just give you that, and you'd be on that for a while.
Yeah, that could be an option too.
I could, and then we could finance it if you don't want to throw up front too.
Yeah, depending
So
on
that's like
our
a
situation, I
legitimate
might have to,
possibility because my
but
brother has a check, like a
we'd be
almost
good
two
on
k
that.
check, and he's like ready. So he's like, yo, when I come back, like, and I'm like, I know, we're gonna build like a beast PC, and so we're gonna literally have this one PC, and it's just not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you can give me a good deal for it,
Yeah.
then I might as well just take that. It'd be a good start. Is it? Does it have
So
like the dual
we would
monitors
give
like
you
yours does?
the PC, um, but I think he might hold on to the monitor. So, but you would just have the tower that can do everything. Do you not have a monitor?
Okay.
Uh,
No, I have a
I think
monitor. I just want the
I
two
might.
monitors. I mean, if it has the
Yeah,
capability for the dual
I might
monitors, I
have a
can easily
spare.
just buy another monitor. It's not a big
Like I
deal.
use a shitty spare one, but like I don't care about upgrading right now. I just have it so I could see other stuff. So I think I have two, maybe two spares if you want a spare.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works. It's better than nothing. Yeah,
So
for
we could
real.
do that. There is a possibility. So when he
Uh,
comes back and the PC comes, actually, I need to check in on him to make sure he shipped that shit. Um, there's a possibility that because when you tried to set it up at the college, it maybe the graphics card isn't working. So I'm not sure. If it's not, then at that point it's like we could still give you the PC, but we're just gonna have to look for a graphics card. that you would probably spend anywhere between 150 to 200 something.
Babe.
Yeah.
If I get it on Cyber Monday, maybe even less. Dude, you would be surprised how good the Cyber Monday deals can be. Well, you probably not because
That's
you
just
know.
crazy.
But
It's like some people who are ready to
you
get
know about
PCs,
Cyber
you gotta
Monday.
be paying attention because they'll be like, all right, we're dropping this, and you gotta buy it before someone else does, and that's a real thing.
Yeah. This one over here, she.
Fuck.
Sarah just noticed you spelled my last name wrong.
It. I usually
It's all
get it
good.
right every time.
I'm not worried about it. Everybody spells it wrong. But I was gonna say she got me $1,000 Movado watch for like $300
Oh,
on
It
Cyber
wasn't
Monday.
$300.
holy shit.
First of all,
That's what you told me. It was like $300.
did I?
Yeah, you did.
Then it was. Yes. I don't really remember, to tell you the truth. It was so long ago.
She doesn't even remember. Yeah, it was like $1,000 Movado watch she got for like $300 because she got it on Cyber Monday.
That's dope. That's crazy.
Right?
What?
Nothing.
Oh, it's a little delayed over here.
Hi.
Look at this beauty right here. She'll hear you in about 10 seconds.
Am I still recording? I can make sure.
I'm on the dope part.
Hmm?
I'm on the dope part.
Something happened with water, but oh my god, this loser. Okay. I think my brother.
What happened? Oh. By the way, I don't know if the live stream is working on Facebook right now.
Oh, it says it is.
Then I guess my phone's just gay.
Yeah.
Very, if it's working on mine.
It's working on yours. Alright, my phone's just being dumb. Hey. Yeah, I was hoping people would ask me questions. I wanted to
honestly
feel like Confucius.
It's hit or miss. So
give people tips and advice.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. I just have to start creating some serious content and throwing it out there, and then people can next time they can ask me
It
questions.
also depends on the day. So, it's a Monday, it's a holiday, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. People are probably getting drunk or high or both. Or
Yeah, that's what Nini was doing.
or recuperating
She's
from
all
the
busted
weekend.
coming over here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw her eating them carrots. Chewing them so loud. I had to work today, so I didn't party hard.
I just got to work on the EM stuff. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm trying to help my boxing instructor better market herself on social media so she can start getting more people, because the more people I can help her bring to her gym, the less I have to pay to go there myself. If I can get at least 3 people to join the gym, anything, and I can go there, train, work out, use it for dancing, whatever.
I'm on bed. I had her tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be back soon.
Bye. Have a good night.
Love you.
Bye. Bye, Vatana. I don't know what he said, but
He said bye, good night.
Good night.
Well, the best way to get anybody involved with anything is just good friends, word of mouth, man. That's the magic.
Well, the thing is I want to get like some good footage. I have some footage, but I want to get more footage of like people, the way people are training there, and start like posting it on, my social media and on her like her Facebook page and stuff like that. I told her she should open up an Instagram, because it's better for marketing yourself. Because I heard that from you. You told me that. And I want to be able to help her, to really grow the business. Also, because of what you told me when we talked about this before, about how you can really take that and like make that even into a business. Because believe it or not, there is a thing like it's like that. My friend was thinking about getting into it where like you help businesses to better themselves by telling them like, this is more on the different side, but it's like telling them where to invest their money, how to properly invest it back into the company, and how to structure their company so that they can really grow their sales. And companies pay big money for that, like very big money for that. So to be able to teach them how to market themselves online
for sure
is probably just as big money.
And I mean, your friend's right. I know that. I feel like, especially when it comes to small businesses and stuff, like I don't know what kind of money these people make, but no one really knows how to run advertisements or really make their social media pop, No one puts in enough effort or just doesn't know how to do it. So
yeah. I mean, if you think about it, companies will spend millions a year, millions on advertisements. If they learn how to market themselves properly on social media, they don't need to spend money on advertisements.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and that's a lot of money they could invest in the person running the social media instead of putting all that in advertisements. That's why they have multi-level marketing companies, because they basically run as the advertisement.
Gary Vee, I think, has a 20-person social media team. I think Gary Vee has like a 20-person social media.
What was that? 20-person social media?
Yup.
Like he has 20 different people running it. Because there's so much to like when you reach that level of like social stardom, you can't just run it yourself because there's so many people who are going to be commenting, and there's so many like comments to reply to, messages to reply to, so many things to like look at, so many things to do and promote. You would spend all your time, you'd be full time doing that instead of doing what you're supposed to.
He just does the copy and he posts, but like they curate the content, which is dope, and they send it over to him and he just approves. But it's just interesting because like, I'll give another example. I remember watching an interview with Anna Akana. I don't know if you know who she is, but she's an Asian female YouTuber that focuses, like her content is based around mental health and her personal experience with dealing with certain things. But then as like passion projects, she works on short films for herself mostly, and then doing stuff for other companies, and then being big enough where she's made it into films and stuff like that. And watching an interview once, the person asked her like, you don't have to say the number, but if you want to, whatever, like how much did you make? She said she made $1 million, right? But she only took 1/10 of it home because she put 900,000 back into the business. 900,000, right? And so I was like, that's great. She's putting it into things that she believes in and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She only takes 100K home and whatever. And Now, the way she put her money into the business is very different from the way Gary put money into the business. Because I'm pretty sure Anna doesn't do any, like, she doesn't do extravagant, crazy micro content. She just works on big projects, right? Maybe if she, for
Yeah.
example, maybe if she did something like, I'm gonna still spend 900,000 on all that shit, but then take home $50,000 and then use $50,000 to pay someone else to run my social media and to do micro content and stuff. Maybe she'd see a bigger return. Like, it just, I don't know how small business owners spend their money and stuff. It almost just seems like there's no marketing budget. You know, they're always just like, I need a social media intern
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
volunteer. It's like, if you really want to grow your social media presence, you should be putting money into that.
Yeah, because if you're trying to get somebody as an intern or like somebody who's like entry level, quote unquote, you're not gonna get the level of quality as if you paid somebody big bucks for it. Especially if you're paying somebody big bucks for it, because now you have the authority to be like, you need to make this pop or you're gone. If you're hiring somebody as an intern, you tell them that, they're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm not getting paid anyways,
Yeah,
so
I always see
bye.
that though, for sure. Like with small
You
businesses, they,
know,
they
like,
never prioritize social media, which is crazy. Because I'll see budgets for other things, and I'm like, you don't even have a small budget for just marketing. Even if it was like for 3 months, or like you're gonna train them somehow
yeah,
if you
yeah,
know,
but
or something like.
hmm but see, like, I feel like most companies don't want to invest in the
They
social
don't.
media aspect because they don't realize the importance of it,
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's
and
an
that's
opportunity for
where
me.
we come in. We yeah, exactly, and I saw that as an opportunity too. That's why I want to help my boxing instructor to grow her business. You know, obviously I got to practice doing it myself first, but if I can help her grow her business through means of social media and marketing herself through
Yes.
that, now I have proof that it works, and nobody can tell me it doesn't, because I have the proof right there.
This was my best performing post, for obvious reasons. With Jade, that got a lot of engagement, and I have
Yes,
insights
I
on
did see
it.
that.
And
I saw
it
that.
says 76% weren't following you, so over 2,000 people discovered. There were over 3,000 impressions. 72 people saved the video, and then I think the profile visits in the last 7 days, the highest was like well over 300, and I pay attention to that stuff. Like, I mean, I kind of expected that to go up, but it's just paying attention of like, okay, well, why? For obvious reasons, right? Because you have someone that has brand, and they have their own following, and they're able to boost and whatever, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I was glad that my friend took a video and not just a picture, because a video is way more. It was way cooler than a picture. I got to talk to her, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, the most action I see on my social media right now is anytime I post something with me and Sarah. Like that, we're like couples goals. So like every time we post something, it's like heat. Like we get the heat there. And then I post something to just me and I get like 2 likes.
Yeah, just think of, I mean, again, I know you're trying to balance your time and stuff. Like for the most part, when I create for an audience. I don't post stuff for my friends. And that's like the biggest difference between like myself and like all of my friends, you know? People are kind of just like, oh, I have this memory or this picture, I'm doing this, whatever. And like, that's kind
Mm-hmm.
of it. But then when you create for an audience, it's completely different. So my stories are a mix of both. Because people start to get familiar with who my circle is. But I'm always content centric. I'm not sentimental. But you can throw in a sentimental if you are content centric.
Yeah. When I actually start like really getting into it and creating content, like creating music and things like that, it's gonna be probably a combination of different things. I'm gonna have a lot of different inspirations. Like I have like
Mm-hmm.
some concepts and ideas that I was thinking of. But my overall impression is I want to be able to make an impact on others' lives. You know, I want to be able to like they listen to my content, they see my content, and they're like, "Damn,
Mm-hmm.
I can vibe with this. I feel this. I can fucks with this." You know, one of my ideas, I'm actually really excited. Like, I'm probably not gonna implement it for a while because when I finally implement this idea, I want to be like have the knowledge of how to make music, how to do this, this, and that,
Of
and
course.
already have a few things out before I really take that route. But I think when I think when
It's okay.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I think when I finally get to that idea and I can really implement that, I think it's gonna be like a serious game changer. I'm excited. It's gonna take so much time, and I hate it, but I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I'm just right at the beginning right now of all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I want you to keep me updated on how you're doing
Yeah, for
and
sure.
things you learn and stuff
Um,
too. Same way I'm doing with you. Send me pictures and videos and keep me updated because I don't. Nobody else updates me on their lives, so at least
I
I got
feel
you.
feel. Um, my stories tell it all, for sure. For the most part, it does. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm really focused on debt and this new career path of branding and marketing because I literally just want that to be my full time. Um, and once it is, man, I am just not tied down. Then I think my first investment after that would just be a laptop because I just need. No, so
I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying
Could you
that
repeat
I'm just
that?
after
It like
trying to
went out.
get rid of all the debt and then making this work a full time thing. And I think my first investment would just be a good laptop so that I could actually start traveling and working. Because I'd love that.
Yeah, I want to do that too. I want to do that too eventually. Is get like a nice laptop and yeah. I mean, I would love to have like a portable system that I could take with me on the go. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, it's just like focusing on things at home. Just, I mean, I'm when I'll start releasing content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure. I got to learn how to use the software and all that first. But I would say, I don't know. I would say maybe like a couple weeks, a month
Yeah.
at most, and I should be good enough to start releasing like little things here and there. I think I probably won't like release any of my own music until like I feel more comfortable making beats and things like that. But I'm just like so excited to start doing it because like I have like these ideas in my mind right now, and like I'll be at work thinking about it, and I'll be like, "Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
good concept idea." So I'll pull out my phone and I'll like write a note real quick so I don't forget. And I'm just like so excited to like actually
Mm-hmm.
implement it and put it into actual content. Until then, it's like you know, I want to start I want to start. I'll put like maybe a couple of hours, a few hours in a week on like dance training, singing training, and then it's gonna be more like I want to put more time into practicing how to market myself and
Mm-hmm.
how to do all that stuff that we had talked about that time I came over. That way, when I'm ready to release content, I'm already used to it, and I got the knowledge up there, and I
Well,
can
I can say
really
that
get into it more.
some
So,
advice too is that you also don't even always have to necessarily be at a certain skill level, for sure. And this is coming from someone who I'm never at a certain. I just go. Like I'm like, let me learn how to use this, and then I just go, versus like being good at anything per se.
yeah, yeah, that was my other thing too. Is like I figure if I like another thing I could do is like I could release content that shows how
That stuff
I
works, and
progress
it's
as I learn
that's been
everything.
the people who are actually the best at adopting that. Hmm.
Those people who see the potential in me that watch from when I'm learning help to spread that as I get bigger and bigger, and I start to
That's
learn
like
more.
a
So that was
that's like a good
another
place to
like thought I
start in
had.
terms of like not killing it necessarily with social media, but like say you're practicing and you just film 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute, something, or the whole thing, and you just kind of just share clips here and there. And it could get no views and none of that stuff, or it could get some traction. People will like it, people will definitely like it. But just to get into the habit of it, and to have that there is really dope. And I know that
Hmm.
an example is the people who adopt that model the best are the K-pop industry. Um, Granted, there's already a reputation put out for that, so like they have that leverage. But what they do is, you're able to witness the trainees who are either not skilled at all or slightly, and then once they make it into like a show or a company, you just get to watch. They're not even close to the best. They just push. You know what I mean? But you get to see that evolution, and then
Yeah.
what happens is now it's like, oh, they're gonna finally debut, like, oh my god, like I'm so excited, you know what I mean? Like I stand this group, this is just K-pop culture, and they finally debut, and it's like they have mad people watching by the time that they're ready to launch, But what they do is there's, at least for
Yeah.
newer stuff, is you see more vlogging, you see more live streams of just, hey guys, da, 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 and you see rehearsal based things, and if they're dancing at all, it's either like, it's usually they cover choreography from another group. And it's like, oh shit, like that's that crew coming up and they just did a cover to this person's song, and then that gets views, and they do stuff in public, whatever. So it's not being a master at content, but just doing something. And then when you finally decide that, all right, I'm gonna get serious now, you have people are like, oh okay, you get an audience along the way. So
Yeah. That was the other thing I was thinking too is I can basically do that like and at the same time
hard
it's
work.
good because it
Uh-huh.
shows people that through hard work and dedication anything is really possible. Like I could literally come from knowing absolutely nothing and learn what I need to get and how to actually make it in there, like making music, dancing, learning how to use piano, everything. Like piano, I'm self-teaching myself, like just through YouTube videos. Dancing, I taught myself just through YouTube videos. It really is possible. A lot of people they don't realize how they could not only just save money, but like save themselves
Hmm.
any type of like negative feelings about learning how to do something just by going out and doing it.
Yeah, I
You
think you
know,
can push that, to be honest. And that's something
that's what
that
I'm
I know
trying to stand
Gary was a
for.
huge fan of that too. It's like now once in a while he goes back and grabs a video from like 2006 and reposts it or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like every day. He's just on it
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think you can do that. I think it's important, and I want to be able to know that the energy that you're putting out towards me is being felt by our community too, because I don't know if it is. That's the thing. I know that if I'm not seeing your content, then I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if either not posting or you've already been phased out. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm not feeling it,
Yeah.
then I don't know if other people are feeling that, like, oh, Josh is on his grind, he's about to kill it, and da 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 da. You know what I mean? So your friends are the people that really help you get there, and then eventually it's like you start attracting in other people. So I know that a lot of my success, yes, random people, but a lot of it's like people that I know in real life who refer, like, oh, go talk to him, go talk to him. And more people have been telling me that they've been saying that to people, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm like, that's cool, you know? So I think if you're just pushing those messages the way that you are, and if
Yeah.
one of us or a few of us are able to catch it from time to time, like, he's on it, I feel it, it's good, you know? Um, I know with Jamie, like, Jamie's a good example because he was never really a social media person. And we had a talk, and I was like, I explained to him what I was doing and why and whatever. And then you start seeing the push ups every day. Okay? That wasn't, it was like, because what I was explaining to
Yeah.
him, I was like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
like
I
he does
remember
that,
that.
you know what I mean, already. But I'm like, it's really powerful if you can share. I'm like, there's nothing weird about it. Just like if you can do the push ups anyway, like, and I didn't say that specifically, but I was just saying the reason I'm able to see the successes that I do or make the impacts is like I treat social media very seriously. I take it seriously. I think that I'm able to impact people and all these different things. And so you gotta start somewhere, man. Get in the habit. And so for him, he started with stories, and that created a ripple effect of making Justin do it, making Emily do it, who's in Amherst, and then making Dante do it, the little breaker kid, and then just generally what happens as a team momentum vibe. Like, yeah, you're obviously positively impacting people because advertisement, right? It's not, oh, they saw him do it once and they want to do it. They saw him do it at least 35 times before Justin was like, fuck it, I have to do it too. And then then Emily jumped in after Justin after a little bit.
Hmm.
And then Dante was like, maybe after 2 months he started jumping because it's like what you see on your phone if you're on it and you have some sort of connection to him or something. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, it just creates this positive ripple effect. And then like with Emily, she made other people do it with her too. So yeah, starting somewhere, anything will get people excited because it's consistent. It's like, oh shit, like he's been
Yeah.
doing, like, I didn't know he did martial arts like that, and like, you know what I mean, or like, oh, he's practicing singing, and like, oh, and then you have people who are like my cousin or like Carla, who are probably not gonna watch all this all the way through, who have, you could say, naturally have the talent. When I say for singing naturally, I don't know about Carla, but I know for my cousin and my other cousin, where it's really, they from birth they knew how to better use their vocal cords and breathe properly, whereas most people, I guess, don't, breathing from your diaphragm and stuff, right? So with these guys, they have the
Yeah. Yeah. You just to take note on that, the breathing properly thing when it comes to singing, learning how to breathe properly for singing,
in general,
it's
yeah,
like it's almost like learning how to breathe properly in general. Like one thing I've learned and I've realized and I've noticed that I do it now, like ever since I learned how to breathe from my diaphragm, and not just like breathe from my diaphragm, like learning how to control your breathing as in like the direction it goes within your body. Like Eric Arsenault has a video where it's called rooting your breath. And what that is, it's literally taking your breath, and it's like, I guess,
yeah,
figuratively speaking and sensational speaking, going all the way down into like your hip sockets, your I don't mean to get graphic here, but like your breathing into your balls, breathing into your anus and your coccyx, which is the space in between the two. And the reason for that, it's like not only can you better like you open up all your airways so much better, you loosen up the tension in your throat, and your breath is so much more controlled because it's like it like expands. It's like naturally expanding your chest and your lungs out. In which when most people when they breathe, it's like they're not really expanding. They're just kind of like breathing it into their chest, and they're like their shoulders come up. But it's like the way I breathe nowadays. Like if you notice, like my chest kind of broadened a little bit, like this way, and it does so much more for you. Like when I'm running, I can run further distances. When I'm dancing, I can dance longer times, like without losing breath is easy
Yeah.
because I learned how to breathe the proper way. That's just like a little
No,
side
you
note
did. You
because
did
I've
teach
been
me
I've
some
been learning that
information, but like, so
myself, and it's
everybody can
just
say
really
that when
interesting.
you figure it out. It's just some people are blessed with not having to figure it out, but then training it. So I
Yeah,
know it's definitely gonna come at some
I
point for
I
me.
had to
Cause just
train to figure that one
knowing that
out.
I'm
It was
breathing
not easy.
improperly is like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? I'm not getting quality air basically, or not knowing how to control it. But so with one of my major points being, and this
Mhm.
is like you and content
Yeah.
and your fire and what you want to do. Like there are people like my cousin, Z with an S, who have that talent from the jump. Didn't have to train in anything, and they're afraid to use it, terrified because of judgment and all that stuff. And then now imagine you coming out here, you
Hmm.
don't sound bad, but like say you did and you sounded like shit, but you were so convinced that you were gonna be nasty, and you just were at it consistently and you're putting in the work and you're grinding, and then you become that person. It's like because they're embarrassed of like being judged when they have talent, and you're over here like I have zero, but I'm gonna work for it. And like if that doesn't spark something in them, but I mean, like it could, you know what I mean? Because like
Mm.
when you think of this the digital space, or just in general with human beings, we always try to show our best selves. But if you're someone who's willing to show all the imperfections in the process and not being so great at certain things, that's fantastic. And I've done like little pieces of things like that here and there. I just haven't been consistent because I was
Yeah.
just testing. I'll be like, here's day one of how a piece looks like, or this is what it looks like after me choreographing for like 2 hours, and I'm like, it's really not that dope. Like, but you will see it when the time comes, because people are under this impression that, well, you're so gifted, you don't have to do anything, or like they don't, no one understands the work of what really goes into stuff. And so I think you could be a huge advocate for that, like
Yeah.
showing the process but adding the brand of, as long as you put the time, and I'm gonna fucking show you every day or every whatever, that it's just about putting in the time. Like you can be like, I have a wife, I have 2 kids, I work 60 hours, but I still do this shit. Versus the ones who lounge around, make excuses all day, don't work on their
Yeah.
talent, or are afraid of being judged, and you're trying to penetrate those people. And if you can lock that into your mind, it gets so much easier to make content, because now it's not about, check me out, I'm trying to get famous, or not saying that that's there, but maybe parts of our ego might push that notion. But if
Yeah.
you can put people first with that mindset,
It's
it's so much easier to make
it's
content.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's so funny too because like I was just thinking as you were saying all
Yeah.
that, like that would be a great concept for
Oh,
like a
you're
song.
right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. To make a song from. Yeah. Like great concept to just like inspire others. Like to get them to not only like have something to just vibe out and
Hmm.
go off
Hmm.
to, but like they're also listening to something that has a good message behind it. Like I like all the music I listen to. It's like I need to not only vibe with it on a level where I can dance to it, vibe to it, fucks with it, but if there's gonna be lyrics in it, I need to know that these lyrics are gonna have some sort of positive message. Like I'm not one of those
Hmm.
that's big on like the pussy money weed type of shit. Like you know that trap
I
shit. I
don't listen to
can't.
him,
Like
so I don't
six
even know what his
nine can
music
go suck
sounds
a
like, and I
dick.
don't want to. It's okay.
Freaking, uh, yeah, no, like 6ix9ine sucks. Like all those
You know what I
trappers,
realized?
like
I
freaking
feel
21
like when I
Savage.
was just sitting in my head, I was thinking
I
of
can't,
like the current rappers and stuff. I was like, there's J Cole, there's Kendrick, there's Joyner, Hobson, uh, Logic. I'm like, they
those are the good
all
ones.
either
Yeah.
use like actual names, or just like names that aren't all those other things. They're just weird. I don't know, like Lil this or Lil that, or like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. Yeah, like Lil Xan, Lil Uzi, like all that. Yeah, no, like Logic, for example,
I totally
his
forgot, and you
name
shortened
stemmed
it, right?
from
I totally forgot what it was.
what was the word that they used? Yeah,
Logistical, maybe.
it was like logistic or something like that. Like
Yeah.
logistical, like, it was something like that. He shortened it to logic.
Hmm.
Like Joyner Lucas, it's simple. Joyner Lucas, that's who he is, you know. And then you have like J Cole, you know. Pretty sure it's like a shortened version of his name, but it's like it speaks out like the name matches their style of music. It speaks out as to who they are and what they stand for, and I
I'm gonna
love that.
pee real quick. But I know it's also almost 11, but I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, I was actually about to tell you I'm gonna head to bed because I do have to work in the morning. So as amazing as this conversation is, and
Yeah, for
I
sure,
want to
for sure.
continue it until like
Um,
3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
okay.
I'll probably go upstairs. Sarah's already passed out in the bed. You know, it was definitely great
Yeah, hell
chatting,
yeah.
and I'm gonna do this again.
No, you can jump into the
Do
Discord now.
you already have December all booked out?
Okay.
I'm gonna do that before I head upstairs. My goal is by the time we do another live stream, I want to
Okay.
have like a good
Hell
amount
yeah,
of
me too.
progress
I'm
that
trying
we
to
can
get it.
actually talk about
So with
and
this
get into.
business I'm helping, maybe I'll get
So
paid. She talked about she's like, oh, I want to help you too. I didn't say anything yet. I was like, let's figure out the groundwork first, and then we'll see. So I'm trying to get paid though.
when when you do meet up with her and you talk to her about this and get all the deets and stuff, do me a favor, talk to me about it because I want to know if there are any holes or if there's any way that she's trying to take advantage of you. You know what I mean? Like I want to know if she's
Well, from
genuinely out to
my, I
help
can
you
say
and help
that
herself or just
I,
help herself.
when
You know what I
choosing,
mean?
especially where I've been lately to help and work with people. So I've been selfish with my time. I say no to almost everything, right? No one can really deter me from what I want. And so I've been sitting on, oh, do I want to put all my eggs into just working on my brand and do a regular job and just focus on like only two things to worry about. But then I was like, or I could take the marketing stuff I'm learning and shift it more to building other businesses and putting less time into my brand because helping other businesses will pay me first. So, and then once I made that decision, I was like, okay. I was like, but
Yeah,
who?
I feel you.
Right? And I was like, okay, this is definitely the first place this keeps popping into my mind. There were two. Um, and I've settled for sure on this one because of who she is, what she stands for, all the conversations that we've had, and the timing and everything has been really good. So now it's just about getting into the action. So I feel like we should be alright when it comes to that stuff.
Awesome.
And she's helped me in the past. So
All right,
yeah, for sure.
then
And we talk
let
on
me
this
know
again
how
for
it
sure.
goes just so I can get the deets. Definitely. So we
Yep.
both have goals that we need to reach by the next time we do our live stream. And to anybody who is watching, which is probably nobody at this
Mhm.
time, or to anybody who will watch in the future, I would say one of the biggest things that has helped me to get as far as I have in life and to become as skilled as I am in life, always dream big, first of all. It's like you need to have a good balance of dreaming big
Mhm.
while knowing the difference between dreams and reality. You need to have a big dream that you want to accomplish, know the practical ways to get there, and know what it takes to get there. But always have dreams
Very
and
much
always have
agree.
goals for yourself. That's my last quote.
Yeah, for sure,
All
man.
right, Vatana. It's been fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Until next time when we're
Okay.
doing even bigger things.
Have a good night, man. Okay.